Hey everyone, my name is Becky Betts. I have been working behind the chair for 10 years and been with PRAVANA for 5, educating for them. And I just wanted to kind of introduce myself. I live in Bountiful, Utah. I have a sweet studio there that I do hair behind the chair. I specialize in blonding, balayage, and vivids, and just love it. I love working with PRAVANA because they give me continuous education that helps me better behind the chair. For instance, when I first started with PRAVANA, I had a hard time with gray coverage. And I had this client that I just couldn't nail. I was just like, I don't know why it's not working. And so I went to training and I was like, okay, cool, well, I need a little help with gray coverage, right? And so they sat down and they helped me out with that. And when I got home, I was like, hey, Lori, like, I have this idea, can we try it? And my clients, like, every time I got home from training, my clients were just like, try something new on me. I'm like, yeah, let's try something new, right? So my clients love it, I love it. I get the education that I can share with you guys. So we have a lot of different education resources. We have pravana.com at www.pravana.com, where you can get on there and hit live chat. You can have a live chat with one of our extremely helpful representatives with PRAVANA. You can get on there and watch YouTube videos that we make for you as well. You can look up high lifts, you can look up balayages, way to do balayages, how to do global blonding. There's just all sorts of resources for you on pravana.com. You can also get color certified on pravana.com as well. So that's what I really recommend, is everybody that's new to PRAVANA to hop on PRAVANA and get color certified, because what it does is it takes you through everything that I'm about to tell you in the next 10 minutes. It actually goes into depth about each topic. So just highly recommend that. And after you're done, you get a little certification that you can put in a frame and put by your station. I know when my clients see mine, they're like, oh, did you do another thing? And I was like, yeah. And it helps them trust me more behind the chair, right? The more I'm learning, the more I'm growing in my career, the more my clients are like, yeah, try it. Yeah, do that. That sounds great. So they just trust me a little bit more each time I'm receiving education. So one of the things that I love about PRAVANA is that we are here to empower stylists, to provide them with superior products, unprecedented and unmatched in value, and that will enhance their professional and personal lives. With me, it's totally enhanced my professional life, but also my personal life. My personal life is just, every time I talk about it, it gets emotional, because we all have life, right? We all get to work some days and we're just kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to be here or not. So you just push through those times, right? And you try to have positive people on your side. You can call and talk to them. Hey, I have this. I'm a little nervous about it. Like, what are your thoughts, right? So it's always good to have that really positive, force in your life. And that's where I get my positive forces from PRAVANA. And they help me. They help me professionally and personally. They help me grow. They help me exceed. And they love me to pieces. And I love them just as much. So today I just kind of wanted to go over color theory and chroma silk, express tones, and vivids with you. And I'm going to use one simple tool that is my best friend behind the chair, and that is the PRAVANA color book. So this is my best friend. This is my little friend. Anyways, this is our color book. That gives us all the tools we need to know what we're doing behind the chair right here in this book. Because let's admit it doesn't matter how long we've been doing hair, we all have that brain slip, like, oh, okay, so what happened here? I'm not quite sure. Well, I go to this book quite often. When I start on my consultations, I always open the book right in the middle, and I hand it to my client like this. So one of the cool things about this is it's separated. The cool tones are on the right side, and the warm colors are on the left side. Well, I guess it would be different too as well right here. And so I have this book, and it's my biggest tool, right? So I'm going to go over the boxes with you, the chroma silk boxes, okay? So just to help you better understand how to read the box and how to know what you're doing. So the first number, another cool thing about PRAVANA boxes is that they have the levels, and they have the numbers, and they have the letters. So we're going to start out with the first number. The first number is the level. Level is going to be 1 to 10, 1 being the darkest and 10 being the lightest. So the second number is going to be 70% of that tone of the color. So 70% mahogany, 70%, red, 70% copper. The third number is going to be 30% of the tone. So if you want like a red copper, you would do 70% red and 30% copper, right? And if you don't know what those numbers are, they're right here on the back. They're going to be 3 is going to be a G for gold, 4 is C for copper, 6 is red for 6 is red, 5 is mahogany, 2 is BV, which is blue violet, and 1 is ash, okay? So it just is constant tools on this book. So that kind of gives you a way to help read the boxes, okay? So back here, just kind of want to go over a little color theory just really quickly. We have the color wheel. The color wheel is really important for our consultation and knowing what we're going to do during our color service and application. So we have the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. We mix, I'm going to look at it because it's kind of backwards on the TV thing I'm doing right now, but yellow and orange, or yellow and red is going to make orange. Blue and yellow is going to make green. Red and blue is going to make violet, right? That helps me with my vivid applications as well. So when I'm kind of like, I've run out of green and I need to make, green, I know that I can mix blue and yellow together and make green. I know I can make blue and red and make a purple. So really great tools just right here in this book. I wanted to go over underlining pigments with you, part of color theory. It's very important. So when you're working with like a level 1 to 4, you're going to want to kind of know what that underlining pigment is going to be when you lighten the hair. So for me, I've done it so often that I kind of know that when I lighten a 1 to a 4, I'm going to be dealing with a lot of orange, really dark, unwanted orange pigments, right? So over on this third column, it's going to show me what I can counteract those pigments with to make a beautiful, rich color. I love this tool. It's very helpful. Even if I've been doing hair for years, sometimes you just have to get back to basics, right? So on the level 5 to 7 and 8 even, you're going to be dealing with a little warmer orange and some yellow tones. Level 9 to 10, you're going to be at a yellow. So it shows over here what we're going to counteract that with. That's why I like the BV a lot, because I basically can get to, a level 8, so I use my blue violets to counteract that underlining pigment, right? So with that and the chroma silk and the underlining pigment chart, we kind of know how to better do our consultations. The more we know behind the chair, the working smarter, not harder thing applies to us, so we can have an easier day, right? Okay, so I kind of want to go over the express tones. The express tones are a demi-permanent that we have. Oh, with the chroma silk, let me hurry and just say this really quick. You mix 1 part color, 1.5 part developer, and the process time is 35 to 45 minutes. The reason that we like to do that is so that all the color fully deposits, so we have that full rich color that we're wanting. It may look like it's ready, but it's not ready. So make sure that you're timing your colors correctly so they last longer and they're more rich, okay? So with the volume, let's just talk about developers right now. Developers are really important, and well, it's not in my book. It is in this book. Oh, it's right here, okay? So a 10 volume is going to give you minimal lift, maximum deposit. So I use a lot of 10 volume where I'm just kind of wanting to refresh that color, do an overlay, and things like that. I'll use a 10 volume. A 20 volume is going to give you 1 level of lift and maximum deposit. Level 30 volume is going to give you 2 levels of lift, and a 40 volume is going to give you 3 levels of lift. So just kind of knowing that helps as well during the consultation and making your job a little easier behind the chair, right? Okay, cool. So let's skip over to express tones. Express tones are a demi-line, no ammonia free, and they deposit from 5 to 15 minutes. So it is like a really quick refresh or a toner. A Becky, My hair is kind of looking a little yellow, but I don't need to lighten it anymore. I just need to tone that color out, because sometimes I feel like we over lighten, you know. So just to tone that color and refresh it between lightening services is such a great tool with express tones. I can have them come in on their lunch break at work, refresh them, and then they're off to work within an hour, and they're just, like I keep saying, refreshed, right? So they are used with zero left developer, and you can leave them on for 5 to 15 minutes. The cool thing about why I say 5 to 15 minutes, and I think that's why we all say 5 to 15 minutes, is it just depends on what tone you're looking for. So if you have a level 10 color and you're wanting a lilac color, you can go ahead and use the Demi and express tones for 15 minutes with a zero lift and get a beautiful like lilac color on a blonde hair in just 15 minutes, right? Or you can use that same violet with 25% clear and counteract a level 7 or 8 underlining pigments. So you want to just kind of work with your clear pastel clears. So it's really fun just to kind of work with those. I've done a couple vivid colors with just the express tones just to make a light pastel color, and I absolutely love like the violet and the ash together to give me more of a BV in 5 to 15 minutes, so I don't have to wait 35 to 45 minutes for that tone, right, to deposit. So I really love the express tones, and it makes my job a lot faster and makes it a lot smoother day for me. So express tones is definitely one of my go-tos. I wanted to go over the Vivids. The Vivids is one of my favorites. Like I said, they're just great. This is a wonderful tool to learn our Vivids and what level we deposit the Vivids on. So I couldn't deposit any of these pastels on a level 7 and have them turn out, right? It wouldn't be this effect. So right here on this color book, it says a level 9, a level 10, and it gives you the colors that, it says the colors and what level they need to be to get that effect that you're going for, right? With the reds and the violets over here, they are suggested that we do like a level 7 and 9. And the reason why we do that is because we want that underlining pigment to be on the hair before we deposit that color. So it will last longer, it will be brighter, and it will just be perfect. So anyways, I just want to wrap up and say that I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any further questions, go to www.pravana, and we'd love to help you with anything that we can, and just have a great magical day. Thank you.